I quit having them. 1962. Can you tell me what you were doing on that day? Are you trying to say you're younger than me, Scott? Where were you born, Seimone?
84.
Where?
Oh, here.
I was born in California. Can you believe that? But I'm not a Cali girl.
No, far from it.
My dad was finishing the Marine Corps.
Start with Michael.
Yeah. Seimone, just when you got the call, you did such a great job at your statue unveiling about the phone call from Kim and how quick it was. But when you got the phone call, what were your initial thoughts, and how long did it take for you to kind of digest what was being offered to you?
Yeah, when I got the call, I was kind of shocked. I knew, Johnny was retiring, but I obviously didn't expect to get a phone call from Coach Mulkey. And she did, and she said, "Baby, Johnny retiring, and I would love for you to, have the position if you wanted." And so I was like, "All right, Coach." I thought about it, told her that I had some other opportunities that I wanted to kind of explore. And she said, "Go ahead, have a way with it." And so I was like, "But I'm going to keep in touch with you. We're going to continue to communicate." And we did. We had another call after that was more in depth, went into detail about the role, responsibilities, and what, expectations and things like that. And the third phone call was on a Friday. It was on a Friday. I called her, and she said, "What you got for me, baby?" And I said, "I think I'm coming home, Coach." And she said, "You gonna make me do work on a Friday?" She said, "I'm gonna get up and go and walk down the administration and get the ball rolling." And she was like, "This is gonna be a great opportunity for you, just to grow as a coach and everything." And I said, "Yes, ma'am." And she said, "Stop calling me ma'am." So, it happened, even though it was long, it happened very quickly. It was over a course of maybe 2 or 3 weeks that we discussed, talked, and went through the process. And, based on the other opportunities I had, she even said it herself. She was like, "Baby, you're going to get more experience here than you're going to get anywhere else." And it has been, right away. I've only been here a few days, and I'm right into it, just like everyone else. I'm getting my elbows into it, getting right to the work. So I'm excited.
Simone, Reed Darcy, the advocate. Why did you ultimately, make the decision to come home? Why did you decide to do it?
Why not? I mean, it's home. I've been away for over 20 years. Obviously, just coming in and out whenever I had time, throughout the seasons or whatever breaks that I had. But it was mostly about the opportunity. Like, coaching has continued to come back to me over time. I coached 2 years with the Sparks, and it was in more of an observation role. Like, I'm just kind of learning and growing, but not necessarily knowing if this was something that I wanted to do. I had 2 other opportunities with another sports league, Athletes Unlimited. That was more players-driven league, but you're coaching, not coaching. And I just remember having some conversations with some respected people in the coaching world. And I'm like, "Oh, I think I want to do it, but I want to take some classes." Or, you kind of want to feel your way into it. And they was like, "The only way to do it is to do it." And so this opportunity presented the best situation for me to just gain experiences, to go out here, to learn, to grow, to fail, to succeed. And that's what coaches do. Coach Mulkey sits on the hot seat every day. I'm not on the hot seat, but, getting to see how it goes every day and see a team work together to accomplish a goal.
Kim, how do you qualify adding the type of person and player or former player in Seimone to your staff?
Well, let me back up a little bit and tell you about Johnny. Johnny was going to retire last year, and I talked him into staying one more year because I felt like he needed to give his responsibilities to Coach Kalen and to Coach Jordan and other people in our office, just get them ready. Because what he has done, I don't know half the things Johnny's done in 24 years of coaching with me, and he was gracious to do that. And when he came at the end of the season and said that he was definitely going to retire, I had a staff meeting with all my staff, and because I am not in the trenches like they are in recruiting and seeing who the up-and-coming coaches are, I asked each of them to give me suggestions. And I think it took maybe 3 seconds for Bob to speak up. And he says, "We need Seimone." And I asked him if he would reach out to her to see if there was an interest first before I called her. And it's a no-brainer. It was just a matter of changing responsibilities, because Johnny's responsibilities were totally different than what Simone's will be. We would not be doing this if Seimone could not be on the floor sharing her knowledge and her experiences, not just in college, but in the league, in the WNBA. And so with the rules changing in our sport, where we can now soon probably have 6 on the floor, and in August voting again, where we can have the rest of the staff doing limited roles on the floor, it was just great timing. And so I think that's what we spent a lot of time talking about, is that your role will not be what Johnny's role was. Here's what I'd like for you to do. And I think that was really, really important to her.
Yeah, I'd like both of y'all to ask. We'll start with Kim. Just what do you want Seimone to get out of this? What would you like to get from Seimone out of this? And then Seimone, the same thing for you.
Well, I think just her name brings such a positive in all aspects. Anyone that follows this game knows who Seimone Augustus is. It's not just a Louisiana player. She's just I can't even keep up with how many medals she has now and championships, but she still didn't get that one championship when she played on Mulkey, right? I'm gonna let her and Bob hear that till the day I retire. But it was just, Seimone deserves this. We deserve it. Our state, our sport deserves it, and this is her school. This is where she grew up. You guys covered the statue unveiling. Well, that was crazy, the crowd. And those people, a lot of them, that's the first time they've probably seen Seimone since she left LSU. And now you will bring that crowd back to LSU because of their love for Seimone and her family. What you hope all your coaches do is learn. And then as you learn and you want to go on and become a coach, don't change your personality. Be who you are and take the good from who you learn from. I still learn every day from my coaches. Some things they can't get me to change to do, but if you become stagnant, you need to retire. And I think as you age, and Coach Bob and I are the older ones now on staff, look around us. We don't have anybody but young people around us. And it keeps us in the right frame of mind. And I just think that it was just a no-brainer. And it's such a rewarding feeling when you bring somebody back that is loved and respected as much as Seimone is. And I can't wait for our players to be with her and around her every day. They learned through a Zoom call the night before it was announced. And it was kind of a strange Zoom call. They were quiet. And I don't know if they were quiet because I don't do Zoom calls and they were thinking, how is Coach doing this? Who's doing this for her? Or if they were in awe. Some of them clapped and some of them smiled, but it was really quiet. And I thought that was so not typical of my team. So maybe they're just waiting to see her in person.
I know, I forgot the question.
Just obviously you didn't come here
Yeah.
to look pretty on the sidelines.
Of
What's
course not.
important for you to get out of this?
Oh, just what she said, the opportunity to grow as a coach. My first conversation with her, I was like, I'm trying to figure out my voice. If you know me, I don't talk loud, I talk softly, I don't talk often. And so that's something that I always thought about when I thought about coaching. I'm like, how is that going to sound? What did this feel like? Who is Coach Money? It's an identity thing for myself and many other coaches. Everyone has had to find their way. And so I think this presents a great opportunity for me to do that alongside of a legendary coach that has been around for 20 plus years. I've played, for Coach Starkey and seen the ways of, these great coaches and these great minds and how they're able to instruct these young ladies and help them, accomplish their goals. I can remember coming here and Coach Starkey just showing me video in the minute details of a free throw. My percentage dropped from like 90 to 89% one season, and he was like, "It's because your hand is going out to the right," and just being able to instruct me. We watched 5 clips of me missing this shot, and it clicked for me. And from there, it went on to other things, different defensive concepts, stuff like that. That you don't know that as a player. We're just executing the game plan. So now it's like you're in it to learn about execution, practice planning, saving mental, physical help. Like all of this stuff goes into it. But then also when she speaks on the WNBA aspect or international play, I think about our goal, our job is to get them there, but not just get them there, to keep them there. Let them have value. They want to stay there and play. I don't know if it'll be 14, 15, 16 years like myself, but when you're there, you want teams to move mountains for you, to be able to get you on that team because they feel like you're a valuable asset that they need to have. And so hopefully I can instill that in some of the girls that, looking forward, we have an Anisha Morrow, you got Michaela, you got Flajah, and some great talented players that are looking forward to the draft in the next few years that, we need more Lady Tigers there.
Seimone, this is, if you would reflect on, this is quite a year for you. You're going in or have gone into 3 halls of fame, and now you're coming back home. I mean, just what is this? Obviously, it's a life-changing time, but what has this all been like for you?
It's an ending. You're finishing your playing career and you're being awarded for everything that you've done over the course of that time. But it's a new beginning, and a beginning that started, like I said, with the Sparks. But this feels like an official beginning. Like the work really does start. And to think, we're just having a conversation the other day. It's the 50th year anniversary. Coach Gunner's birthday was yesterday. It's just so many amazing alignments. When you think about divine timing and things happening. Just to be back here and to be able to celebrate a 50th season, to be able to be here with Coach Mulkey, be able to be here with Coach Starkey, the staff, everyone, people that I've known or seen throughout the course of my time. Now I'm going to get to share some intimate time with them and actually get to learn and grow and hopefully become a great coach someday.
Coach, in previous years, how much have you heard from fans? Like, wouldn't it be great if you had Seimone on the staff? And then,
Including you?
and Seimone, likewise, I'm sure people told you, oh, we'd love to have you on the staff. I'm just curious if you've heard that from the fans.
I probably don't hear a lot of things from fans because I don't put myself in a position to hear a lot. But obviously, those who are close enough to me that are comfortable, that will text or call, it was like, Mulkey, you did it again. You pulled off another grand slam. We are the beneficiary of what this young lady and many others did before any of us ever got here as a staff. And I'm so excited because she doesn't realize we're going to learn from her too, because she's been in the WNBA. And we don't know that league. We're college coaches. We certainly support the league. I can't wait to go see them play this year, which will be a first for me. I spend my summers with my family, and I'm going to make a point to go see my Baylor players in the league and Angel, and because it is something special going on right now. And it's carried over from college to the WNBA. And I want to go see it for myself. And everybody in this town's ecstatic. And she can probably answer it better than I can because she knows more people probably than I do. But people's eyes are big, like, wow.
Yeah, the outpouring of love, once it dropped at 10 o'clock the other morning, it was just ridiculous. Everybody, people I haven't heard from in years, just, sending their love. All my cousins, every cousin that I have here, people just reaching out. So it's just going to be amazing because everybody's now, like she said, everyone's like, I'm coming back, season tickets, I can't wait. So it's going to be a great, experience, the merging of 2 different cultures, people just enjoying LSU women's, basketball and getting back to what we know and just kind of enjoying it like she said, with the WNBA, it's just been an amazing boom. We had an expansion today where we got a team in Toronto, which means more jobs, which means more opportunities for us to get players into that league and keep them there. But I'm just excited about being home. Food, I've been working out daily. You know, every time I would have friends, teammates, whoever would come down and visit, I'm like, I lose 10 pounds before you come down just so you can enjoy yourself and not feel guilty about it. So now I'm home. I got to continue to work out so I don't put that 10 pounds back on. But, you know, I'm always happy to be home. The weather, the food, the people, the culture, it's going to be amazing.
For both of you, a couple years ago when you unveiled the statue, was this possibility, in the back of your minds at all? Was this something that you thought, might happen one day?
You know, truth be told, Coach Mulkey reached out to me when she first got here, but I was in the infancy stages of my coaching career. And I knew without a doubt she needed a coaching staff that was ready to go. Obviously, expectations were extremely high. And so I respectfully declined, but not knowing if this would ever come back around. But I'm a strong believer in, what is for you will not pass you. And what are the chances, Johnny ended up retiring, and the first thing the staff says is like, go get money. And she, made it a choice to come back and revisit. But she also told me, if you didn't accept this time, I wasn't coming back a third. So, I'm definitely thankful that it did come back around and I was in the right space and at the right time to accept.
Got time for a couple more questions.
Coach said that you're going to be working with the guards, obviously. I guess just what do you want to try to instill with them and kind of how hands-on do you want to be with everybody?
Oh, I'm going to be hands-on. We're going to get some work in. But just kind of like evaluating the players. Obviously, I've been watching them from afar, and they really don't need much work. Everything is mostly, well, we always say mental is the physical as 4:1, and it's just a mindset of how you want to approach the game, how you want to be able to attack, utilize, your gifts that you have, and then sharpen the tools that need to be sharpened in your bag. And that's what I'm here to do. I've always been a player that's very detailed, very, structured. Get here, Coach Starkey would always say, if you're on time, you're late. You're 10 minutes early, you're on time, I was that player. And so just those little lessons will help them just not only here, but when you think about the professional side, just being able to utilize those skill sets that they already have. It's mainly like fine tuning an engine. So I'm just going to take my experience and be able to, help them along.
Question for the both of you, and whichever one of you guys wants to go first. But Kim, can you envision a scenario down the road, you step away, that Seimone possibly could be the next head women's basketball coach here at LSU, and Seimone down the road, is that something that you feel like you might could work your way to?
Well, I've got a lot of them out there that could be the next head coach here. I mean, I really do. I can tell you who won't be. It's Bob Starkey, okay? Bob, I think Bob and I, without discussing it, we have a little plan that when one goes, the other one may go, because we've just clicked. Bob has, and I know that's not your question, but it's time for him to be in the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame. And I've tried to quietly make phone calls and do stuff, but enough is enough. It's time. And y'all put that out there. He is, in my recollection of this game, he's the only interim coach to ever take a team to a Final Four. And you don't find people like Bob Starkey who are so selfless and unselfish that they know what their role is and they don't want to be that head coach, but yet they really are. He does so many things that keep me in the game. He really allows me to be lazy sometimes, because when you start out in this business, you want to do it all because you don't trust that it's going to get done the way you want it done. And then you reach a point in your career, you need to surround yourself with people that are going to do it the way you want it done. And Bob just does so much. But these guys over here do a lot. They all play their roles to where it allows me to hang in there as a head coach. And yeah, I'm in the hot seat. Absolutely. I mean, I have to make those decisions, but they don't get enough credit. So I will not, I can tell you this, I will never just go to an administrator and say, this is who needs to be your next head coach. I don't believe in doing that because I believe if I've got a great staff, they're going to have a tough decision to make. Obviously, with her being an LSU person and playing here and all the things, people are going to automatically think that. But I think Seimone will quickly tell you she's getting ready to learn from people who have been in the business a lot longer than her, things that I can't teach her, that they will teach her. But I want all of them that want to be head coaches, that when I'm done, I want to be able to look out there and go, that's one of mine over there. Man, over here, and they're all over the country. And when you see that, it'll make you proud.
Finish with one question.
Well, she's got to answer it now. Quit cutting her off, Grant.
Yeah, ditto. No, I mean, I hope to be a head coach one day, but if it's here, so be it. If not, obviously you see the expansion in the W. It would be great to go back, but day by day, that's all.
Kim, if you could just kind of get us caught up on where the team is going into the offseason. I know you guys are going to Greece, but where does this year's team kind of stack up as it kind of finds its own identity moving forward during the offseason?
This was supposed to be about Seimone. I knew one of you were going to have to get that in there. They're all at home right now. I can tell you that. They'll be back in the summer. Obviously, some will come first session of summer school. Some will be here second session. I'm a big believer that you don't burn people out in the summer. I never got to be in school during the summer. I'm not sure Seimone did because we were always playing USA basketball. And I think it extended my career and made me hungry every year because I wasn't burnt out. We get 8 weeks in the summer to identify when we're going to do individual workouts with them. Some coaches after the season start practices immediately. I don't do any of that. So we've got individuals they can do when they're here in the summer. We got our camp going on. We've got some that'll vacation and ask for some time off here and there. I believe in all of that. I want them fresh, healthy, ready to go when we start school in August. Now, Thomas, who is our strength and conditioning coach, will be here all summer, and that guy is their best friend because he can do things with them in team bonding. He can do conditioning. He can do anything with them, and I think that's good. And you don't necessarily have a coach in their ear every day, but pick up the phone, give them a schedule. Hey, Flage, when are you going to be in team? She's one that does a lot of stuff in the summer. Hey, when can you work with the coaches and individual? That's what we do. We kind of let them dictate their own schedule somewhat in the summer, and I love it that way. It allows me some freedom as well.
Thank you, guys.
Y'all good? Thank y'all.